And welcome back to Big Apple Hockey for another episode of the Final Buzzer. I am your host. You know me as Filk, John Flokowski. Follow me on Twitter at 92 and 82. And as you can see at the bottom, Facebook group. Join that as well. My phone is like a little messed up, so I've been trying to switch the phone around and everything and go the other way, but for whatever reason, I don't know why it's not letting me do that. So I kind of have to have the phone on the stand like this. So yeah, I do apologize, but yeah, I wanted to do a breakdown. I just got done watching the game. Got a lot of good things to say, not a lot of bad, or actually no really bad. One really thing I could think of, but that's really about it. So, you know what time it is. Let's get down to it. It's that time again. The good, the bad, and the ugly. And there is really only good in this game. The first thing I will say is Chris Kreider, countdown for 50, stops at 47. Kreider also sets a new franchise record for most power play goals in a season and most game-winning goals in a season with 10. So Chris Kreider is having an historic year for the Rangers. So yeah, big game from him. We're gonna Julian. I see your comment in here. We're gonna talk about Braden Schneider a little bit too. He was really good, and Alexander Georgiev is also on the agenda tonight. So, yeah, Chris Kreider just a goal and assist. Building on his career highs in points and goals. But yeah, and this is another thing from Matt. We'll talk about that in a little bit too. Braun and Schneider. But Chris Kreider, he's the man tonight. So 47th goal of the year. Needs 3 more for 50. He needs 7 more to tie Jaromir Jagr's single season record. He's got 11 games. I don't know if that's going to be possible, but you never know with Chris Kreider. He does tend to get hot, so we'll see what happens. But big night for Chris Kreider. Artemi Panarin quietly had himself another multi-point game. I actually thought the second line was probably the best line on the ice. I thought Panarin was really good. I thought him, Strome, and Kopp played really well together. So yeah, David. We're going to talk about that in a little bit too, because Braden Schneider is definitely on the agenda. But Artemi Panarin had himself a nice game. Career high in assists for Artemi Panarin. Broke his career high from 2 years ago in 2020. So yeah, Artemi Panarin looking good, looking really good. This team is, they played well tonight, and Artemi Panarin was a force. So yeah, welcome to New York, Justin. Not Huberdeau, but Braun gets his first as a New York Ranger. So yeah, had to drop the little shot at Mark. And yeah, Justin Huberdeau, Mr. Huberdeau actually played tonight. But yeah, so Loggy, you're right about this. Kopp seems to take a lot of penalties. But yeah, so he took another one tonight. Lazy stick penalty there. But so Justin Braun, welcome to New York. That third pairing played very well. It only shows that Patrick Nemeth needs to not play another game with the Rangers. Again, you have a guy like Braun, you have a guy like Schneider. You don't need Patrick Nemeth playing games. He can't play. And Braden Schneider is big and physical. So there you go. Ryan Strome is channeling his inner Gabe Kaplan instead of welcome back Cotter, welcome back Strome. Strome comes back, strong game. Strong two-way game from him tonight. He made several good defensive plays, got the power play goal to get the team going. Love what I saw from Ryan Strome tonight. So, yeah, I don't I definitely think that Ryan Strome knew that he needed to play better and knew that he needed to come back and play and play with a purpose. And he looked like he was playing with a purpose tonight. So I definitely liked what I saw from Schneider. Yeah, you know what? If he picks, Strome. If Strome picks up things by watching in the box, then yeah, good, because he needed to play better defensively, and this was one of his better defensive games all year. He's kind of struggled this year defensively, so good for Ryan Strome to have a good defensive game. He had a rocket strapped to his ass tonight, so good for him. But the special teams come up big. The Rangers had 2 full power plays, and they went 2 for 2 on those. They had a third one at the end of the game, but it was less than a minute long. So, I mean, I really don't count that as a power play, but they technically do. So, yeah, and then you have the penalty kill, which was a perfect 2 for 2. And they were really good. They frustrated the hell out of the Devils. So, and yes, no stupid Strome penalties. Kopp has been taking those a lot lately. So, Andy, I will bookmark this and I will get back to you when we start doing Q&A. So, yeah, and I agree with this, David. I'm gonna bookmark this and I'm gonna get back to that because it's actually one of the points that I want to make. So. Yeah, Core, we kind of did a little bit. We definitely said that that this team is better off without Nemeth and Greg McKegg, by the way. No Greg McKegg, and this team is better. So yeah, those two need to sit. Braden Schneider, everybody's been talking about it. The hit, the assist, solid defensive play. Braden Schneider showed why the Rangers went and leapfrogged the Devils to draft him in 2020. I mean, he was WHL Defenseman of the Year last season for the Brandon Wheat Kings. Yeah, I mean, he was a standout for them at the World Juniors. He looks to be turning into the defenseman that they think he's going to be. He's going to make Jacob Trouba really easy to get rid of when that no movement clause finally gets off the books. So, yeah, Braden Schneider, another solid game. And Patrick Nemeth, see ya. Bye. Don't come back. Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. So, yeah, Schneider got hit on that hit, and VC still took the brunt of it, and it looks like he tweaked his knee. So hopefully Jimmy VC's okay. But Braden Schneider's got man strength. Keandre is key. Rock solid on defense. I thought this was one of Keandre's better games all year. He was really good. He didn't do a lot of things that'll show up on the scoreboard, but he was really effective in his own zone. He was playing the body a lot tonight. He wasn't out of position. He made 0 mistakes that I could recall. And he moved the puck very well. And not only that, but he made a lot of good plays to keep the puck and the offense going in the offensive zone when the puck was there. So Keandre was a real two-way force tonight. His partner was a little shaky at times. And yeah, David, I'm with you on this. Miller's poke checks are awesome when they work correctly. It's just when they don't, yeah, he usually looks real bad when that's the case. So, yeah, Miller has been, he's had some up and down games still as of late. He's been a little better, I would say. But this was just a real good game for him tonight. Trouba, I don't think looked as good. He wasn't terrible aside from the big mistake that he had, the turnover to Sharangovich, which was just terrible. And he still looked confused on the bench. Like, why were you confused on that? You made a risky pass and it backfired on you. So, but yeah, DeAndre Miller, really good tonight. Really, really good tonight. All four forward lines all played well. I thought Kreider and Zibanejad and Vetrano, they looked good, but they just didn't get the goals at even strength. Panarin's line, thought was the best line with Strome and Kopp. And then you had the third and the fourth lines, the bottom six, were really, really good. I thought they gave the Devils hell. They were all over them. Mott, Brodzinski just looked great with Hunt. Those three just looked really good together. The third line looked really good. Barclay Goudreau was driving play on that third line two-way. Alexis Lafreniere was good. I thought Philip Hedl actually had a decent game. But again, he's another one, really up and down type of effort from Philip Hedl. So this was one of his ups. But the bottom six was a difference maker in this game. Because when the Devils started to lock down the Rangers in the second period, the bottom six were giving them real good energy shifts and keeping them in games and making sure that the pucks weren't going in the back of the net. So good on them. Georgiev, solid when tested tonight. Wasn't tested overly much, but he made a few big saves. But he was good. The goal, he had no chance on. He's not a breakaway guy. But again, bad turnover by Jacob Trouba there. So I'm not going to crucify Georgiev for a shot he should have never had to face. So Georgiev, pretty decent tonight. And the last good thing, because I don't have any bad or ugly, great team defensive effort from start to finish. There was only one time where I recall the Devils getting any type of extended zone time leading to pressure and high danger chances, and that was at the very end of the first period. That was it. So definitely one of the better defensive efforts all season. If it not for a bad play by Trouba, it's a shutout for Georgiev. So good on the team to come back with a strong defensive effort after that Flyers, a crappy showing against the Flyers. Happy to see the way that they played against the Devils tonight. Hopefully they keep this up on against Pittsburgh on Thursday. So, but that's all my talking points. Oh yeah, I like this, Mike, because considering I'm wearing a wrestling shirt right now, New Japan, but definitely a nice little reference there to Randy Orton. So. Jack, definitely agree with you on this. Defense gave them hell tonight. Offense left a little to be desired. You know what? Yeah, I guess you could say that just because there was only one even strength goal, but the power play got it done twice, and on its first two attempts. Yeah, that second attempt wasn't even a halfway power play. They didn't even get a full minute for that third attempt at the end of the game. But the power play was really good, and they got chances. They just Strome hit a post, beat Dawes, hit the crossbar. So, but yeah, they looked good overall. Real good overall play. Man, I'm with you on that. The Strome goal had some really good passing. They used the bumper play there with that Braden Point and TJ Oshie are known for on Tampa and Washington. And Strome was the bumper there. That went in. So definitely like that. Yeah, Mike, they do this. They try to pass the puck into the net, and sometimes they turn it over, so can't do that. Let's see here. I'm going to go back to the bookmarks. David says, I think the team as a whole played well even when the Devils started to shut it down defensively. It was a playoff-type game. Yeah, I'm with you on this. Totally with you on that. The second period, the Devils took over the game, and they limited the Rangers to no shots for a long time and a very long duration of that second period. But the Rangers were just like, okay, like you're not going to give us anything. We're not going to give you anything. And if that's how you're going to do it, fine. Just got to make sure you scored that one goal that, wins the game. But the Rangers did. So real good effort from them. Andy Willis asks, what's the max term AAV I'd be willing to pay Strome as a 2C? I would like to stay under 6 for Strome. That's if they decide that, Kopp is not the number 2 center and they want to bring back Strome. So we'll see what happens there, Andy. It's going to be interesting. They're going to have to get creative with the cap. So, yeah, Mike, I'm with you on this too. I was happy. Really, the Trouba play that led to Sharangovic's goal was the only thing that really got any type of pissed off at. Jack says 5 shots in 40 minutes is mainly why I think. I listen. I understand that. I understand it, but you know what? If they're going to play like that defensively, you're not always going to get a ton of shots in the playoffs. So you just got to remember that. Core says, lucky that we got that power play. Thanks to Devils being babies over a clean hit. Yeah, I hate that too, Core. I'm just tired of it. And Matt chimes in with the same comment as well. It was a clean, hard hit. Clean, hard hit. Grady brings up a good point here, but he also doesn't mention 2 other teams that also lost tonight. Pittsburgh also lost tonight in regulation, and the Islanders also lost tonight in regulation. So, great night for the Rangers. Mackenzie says, great game from Schneider. Totally agree. David, I agree on this. I think they do need to emphasize the instigator rules, and I think they need to be called more. David Hernandez says, I just hope that we have home rink in the playoffs, winning the Eastern or winning the Metro. Yeah, I'm with you there, David Hernandez. I'm really with you there. So 5.5, Mike says 5.5 million is the sweet spot if they want to keep the bread and butter line together. Maybe with enough grit, have it be the bread, butter, and jam line. That's interesting. See a little play on words there. David Wood said you would like to see instigator majors. I think you would stop a lot of this. Everybody has to fight after a clean hit thing by that. So, Core says 4 more points to clinch a playoff berth. There we go. Yeah, I knew what you meant there, Mike. That's why I said grit. Our man brings up a real good comment here. I'm trying to highlight. There we go. He says he's curious to see where Kako fits in. Do you think he plays because he plays less than playing less than the new guys? I would like to see him on the second line. I think Kopp on the third line would really help balance out the lines. So, okay. Loggy, Kopp needs a little time to get used to the lines, better hands, and Strome. Maybe you're right. Why is this happening? Okay, there we go. No, I have to get back to comments. Okay, something is wrong with my phone right now because it keeps highlighting shit that I'm not highlighting. Okay. Yeah, no, Grady, I got it. I got what your comment was about, but I just wanted to bring up the fact that Pittsburgh and the Islanders both lost too. So, Mike says, excuse me, guys, sorry. Mike says it seems the Rangers are victims of it most too. And Core says, or a win and an Islander loss, that would clinch it. Yeah, any combination of 4 points, whether it's 4 points, 2 points less that the Islanders can't get, or 2 points that the Rangers get. Yeah, and David, you're bringing up a good point here. Trouba has to fight every time he lines up somebody clean to fight. But that's everybody these days. I don't understand it. I really don't. Claude Giroux got his first. I have NHL Network, or on the fly in the background. So Claude Giroux getting his first on a really nice pass from Justin Huberdeau, as Mark calls him, who had 5 points tonight and is now second place in scoring in the NHL behind Connor McDavid by only 2 points. And he set the Florida Panthers single season points record tonight. That's insane. That is insane stuff from Huberdeau. So he's the first Panther ever to score 100 points in a season. That's groundbreaking. And that's crazy because I never thought he'd be a guy who would score 100 points in a season when he was drafted years ago. But he's been really good. So I'll probably go another like 10 minutes or so because I am tired and I'm just trying to gut this out for you guys. So, Mackenzie Kim, I just don't see Florida going far. Anyone else? I don't know. I kind of disagree with that, Mackenzie. It depends on their matchup. David says, I think in emphasizing the skill and hitting out of the game, players get overly sensitive. I don't think hitting's out of the game. I just think that it's a CTE thing, and people don't want to see guys get concussions. But like at the same time, like you got to realize when a big hit is thrown the right way. So Mike brings up a good one here. Vegas with Eichel may not make the playoffs for the first time. We'll do a little standings watch right now. So Vegas is 1 point out of a wild card, and Dallas has 2 games in hand and won tonight against the Islanders. So, yeah, that's not good for Vegas. Who took a beating better, Sharon Govich from Schneider or Pat McAfee from Vince? Joe Graves asks. As a wrestling fan, I would be inclined to say Vince. I didn't watch WrestleMania. I heard it was actually pretty good, and I should have watched it, but I've been disenchanted with WWE for a while. But I'm going to just go with Sharon Govich because Sharon Govich left the game. Schneider just absolutely wailed him. So, Mackenzie says, say Florida, play the Bruins first. And if they beat them, they get Tampa. So, David says Vegas has been hit really hard by injuries. Yes, they have. But it's also helped their cap situation. So, there's the trade-off. Mike says McAfee is the GOAT. I do like Pat McAfee as a wrestling personality. I do. I think he's a natural for it. I just think that he knows how to work people. I think he's a great asshole, and he's just awesome. So, Core says, oh, I've seen this, Core, the NYR Twitter thing going on about waffles or pancakes. I'm going pancakes all day. Pancakes all day. Pancakes or French toast over waffles. So, R-Man asks, why am I down on WWE? I'll give you a whole slew of reasons. Bad storytelling. The matches have just been up and down at most. Kind of crappy for the most part, I should say. They rehash the same matches every week on Raw and SmackDown. So the novelty of good matches with good rivalries kind of wears off very quickly. They misuse their superstars. They don't know how to develop any storyline other than Brock and Roman, and I get tired of that after a while. So a lot of reasons that WWE kind of sucks right now. Jack says, would have been awesome to see the smile on Reese's face after seeing Schneider mess up Sharon Govich's face. Yeah, I would love to be a fly on the wall for that conversation between Revo and Schneids. So David says, I saw the highlights of Mania, and Knoxville and McAfee were more convincing than LT against Bam Bam. Yeah, LT against Bam Bam was bad and should have never been a main event. It's one of the worst main event matches I've ever seen in my life. Joe says, watch the Johnny Knoxville match. Mike says, NXT the last 3 months has been the best storytelling and best matches. You know what? I really don't like this new NXT. I don't. I think it's awful. I think the bar is set pretty low by this comment, Mike. I'm not going to lie. No disrespect to you, but I have watched NXT, and I loved Black and Gold NXT. I did. I thought that was the best thing WWE had going, but just this new NXT sucks. Sorry. It's not even the lights or the setup or the the way that it's portrayed, but it's just they lost so many good superstars, and they screwed up a bunch of storylines with a bunch of people. It needs an overhaul. It really does. They need Triple H back badly. They really do. So, but yeah, and Mike says best WWTV is all storytelling for everyone, unlike Raw and SmackDown. Yeah, I get it. I get it. He is back. I mean, I know he came back to WrestleMania, but I mean, NXT needs to be his baby again. I'm sorry, but he needs to re-seize it, is what I mean by that. So, yeah, I mean, this is a really good night for us Ranger fans. The Bruins beat the Red Wings, or the Red Wings beat the Bruins, I should say. Wow. Jeez. Dylan Larkin got his 30th. Ryan Getzlaf, news today, he's going to retire. So, yeah. Oh, David, the problem with the promos with NXT or in WWE in general is a lot of them are scripted, and they don't let, unless you're really trusted, they don't let you do your thing. So in AEW, they kind of just let them just go. So, well, if he is back full time, we'll see what happens with NXT. But I know that there's been a power struggle backstage with it. So we'll see what happens because NXT needs something to save it. But yeah, so really, really good night. And yeah, AZ says what makes us win even better is no Nemeth, no McKegg. None of those. So it's even better. And those guys should not play unless there is an injury. So hopefully Gallant was watching and saw what this team did without Nemeth. So, and hopefully they continue to play and continue to win. So this way Nemeth can be kept out of the lineup. Yes, Brody. Good night. I don't care about the Leafs losing. That doesn't mind me. I mean, the Canes, the Islanders, and the Penguins losing are the big three. Boston, not really going to do much. I don't know what to say there. Doesn't really do anything for me. The Leafs losing or the Bruins losing. So, Mike, yeah, I agree with you. They are Jekyll and Hyde. So. Yeah, and David, they buried Finn Balor because Brock wanted to come back. That was stupid. They have a talent. They have an all world, one of the best performers in the entire world over the last 10 or so years in Finn Balor, and they've ruined him. I don't get it. Nakamura, the same thing. Sami Zayn, same thing. I mean, they did right by Kevin Owens, thankfully, but yeah, they've misused a lot of talents. Ooh, Joe Graves saying, so at the WWE tryout, they used to have you do your best promo in front of everybody. Now they give you a script and 20 minutes to memorize and perform it. Wow. Now, good to see that you have experience, Joe. Hopefully, you can make it big. If you got to the tryout like that, that's pretty good. Core says, if we get first place, I want to face Toronto, so we need the Leafs to lose more. Okay. I can see why you want to face Toronto. Their goaltending sucks. And their defense isn't great either. So David Wood says, wasn't Riddle supposed to win the Royal Rumble till Brock signed on? I heard something about that, but I wasn't sure. So, and then Brody and Core having a nice little powwow on the same page about facing Toronto. So, but I am going to call it a night. Thank you all for for joining. I wanted to just do one of these real quick. I'm kind of fighting the sleepiness, so didn't get a whole lot of sleep last night. But definitely thank you all for joining. I appreciate it. I'll try to do more of these. I couldn't do Sunday night because my friend's father actually passed, and I was with him all day Sunday from the wake until probably about 12 o'clock. I think I went home. So he was a big Rangers fan himself. I usually watch a lot of games with him. So rest in peace to his father. But yeah, but thank you all for joining. I do appreciate it. Thank you very much. And keep coming back for more content. Remember, like, share, and subscribe, please, as Mike says. So we would appreciate that. Thank you all for your support of Big Apple Hockey. And as always, let's go Rangers.